In this video, we are going to be looking at 10.2 Finding Arc Measures. So the first thing we have to get through is a lot of vocab dealing with what is a central angle and what types of arcs we actually have. So the first thing we're going to look at is what a central angle is. So a central angle is an angle whose vertex is at the center of the circle. So I would like for you to look at this angle ACB. That is an angle. And it is considered to be a central angle of circle C because the vertex, which is C, is the center of the circle. Now, that angle is the central angle, but we also have this red arc right here, and we have this blue arc going around the circle. So what we need to do is to figure out what exactly is an arc. So you can see right here, I have arcs is simply an unbroken part of the circle. So it's unbroken. It's like when you put your pencil down and you trace it, you will not pick up your pencil. So the first thing we're going to look at is something called a minor arc. So a minor arc is simply part of the circle that measures less than 180 degrees, and it's named with two letters. So in the first example here, we have minor arc AB. Now, you have to think of the less than 180 degrees like a semicircle. So if I draw this, that would be the 180 degree mark. So you can clearly see that AB is less than 180 degrees. Now, the next thing I need you to notice is how we label minor arcs. So you label the two letters, the start and the finish, AB. This one could also be BA, and you just put an arc over it. Now, moving on to what a major arc is going to be. A major arc is part of the circle measuring between 180 degrees and 360 degrees. It is named with three letters. Now here you can see major arc ADB. That's three letters now. So now it's ADB. Now how did we know it was a major arc? It's now between the 180 and the 360 degrees. So it's going to be more than half that circle. Now again, you can see the three letters ADB. This one can also be BDA, and then you put a big arc over it because it can in fact go that direction. So we do name them with three letters. And next is something that you should know, a semicircle. Now a semicircle is just half of the circle, so it's half, and it's an arc with endpoints at the diameter. So here is T, here is R. Those are endpoints of the diameter. Now, this one is also named with three letters. So for example, in this picture, we have TSR or RST. So that is a semicircle. So you still have to name it with three letters. So TSR, arc over it, or RST with an arc over it. So we have a minor arc that is less than 180 degrees. We have a major arc between 180 and 360 degrees. And then we have a semicircle, and hopefully you will know that that is going to be 180 degrees. Now, moving down, let's look at actually how we're supposed to measure arcs. Now, with a minor arc, as we have seen before, it says the measure of the minor arc is the measure of its, this is very, very important, its central angle. Central angle. So, and we now say the measure, we add the M of arc AB equals. Now, the biggest thing that I need you to know in measuring arcs is that there's 360 degrees in a circle. So arcs cannot go above 360, okay, and of course they cannot go below 0. Now, the major arc is the measure when you do this. It is going to be 360 degrees, subtract out the minor arc. And that's basically just going to be subtracting out the central angle. And the measure of a semicircle is going to be 180 degrees. So as you can see in this example, you have central angle of 50 degrees. Therefore, that arc AB, notice the notation, is equal to 50 degrees. Now, to find the arc that is the major arc, so we would go around here, you say the measure of the major arc, ADB, is equal to 360 degrees minus 50 to give you 310 degrees. Now, looking at our first problem, it says identify each arc as a major arc, a minor arc, or a semicircle, then find its measure. Okay, so a little bitty typo on this particular copy of your notes. These should have arcs over them. Okay, so let me fix that. So the first thing it says is the measure of DE. So the measure of DE is right here, and it wants us to classify it. Well, we should know by looking at it, we have two letters. So this, of course, is going to be a minor arc. And since the central angle is 117 degrees, the measure of that arc is going to be 117 degrees. Now, looking at DEF, so DEF, so we're going to come all the way around here. You can clearly see in the diagram that that goes through the center, so FD is a diameter. So the measure of DEF, this is going to be a semicircle. Therefore, this is going to be 180 degrees. Now last, we have the measure of DFE. Now, direction is important. DFE. You've got to get all three letters. So to find that one, we know that this is going to be a major arc. And now we need to employ what we know. 360 degrees subtract 117 degrees is going to give us our answer of 243 degrees for that major arc.